Yo, SNA fans, it's Super Ninja Austin again. And then this is the latest episode of the SNA podcast, episode 94. And this is the wrestling news video where I'm going to talk about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know. Wrestling news video part 25, which I'm gonna be talking about the latest wrestling news on the wrestling news article on Ringside News, and we're gonna be starting off today with Becky Lynch's NXT Championship title loss. NXT title loss was part of the greater plan. And it says right here. WWE is giving their NXT brand a lot of attention as they have replied on their developmental brand to give AEW Dynamite a run for their money after beating Dynamite in viewership multiple times in October. It is apparent that NXT's plan is working, and they always had this story in mind to Becky. Becky Lynch brought a lot of attention to herself when she captured the NXT Women's title. She had a few successful defenses against opponents like Tiffany Stratton, Indy Hartwell, and Tegan Knox. Then uh, Lyra Valkyria stepped up and shut the man down. Becky Lynch dropped the NXT Women's title to Lyra Valkyria at Halloween Havoc. NXT Night One. The NXT Halloween Havoc Part 1 on October 24th. The that was a bit of a shock for fans because it seemed that others like Xia Li were getting in line to face Becky Lynch. Ringside News reached out to about Becky Lynch's NXT women's title loss and whether this was the way that things were supposed to go from the beginning of this plan, where we were they said we were told by a tenured member of the creative team that Becky Lynch was always supposed to lose her title to Lyra Valkyria. Lynch had a fun 42-day run as NXT Women's Champion, although it was not an expected one. Many fans would have never placed money on the idea that the man would take a detour into NXT, but 2023 has been a very unpredictable year. And I agree with Ringside News for using that term for describing 2023 as of late, because many things have happened, I think, not only in WWE, but when it comes to the wrestling world in this year, like there's been a lot of changes in the world of professional wrestling. And then when you use the term "never say never," this is the complete understatement of this year. Like as of late, of course. But what do you thought about Becky Lynch losing her championship and about Sportskeeda heard from a tenured member of WWE of W of from WWE? And do you think that it was always the plan? Always the plan for Becky Lynch to be dethroned, and especially to Lyra Valkyria? Or do you think should have held the title for a little bit longer? Like after she's done facing a Xia Li or anybody else who was lined up for that title change. And I mean not title change, waiting to try to do a title change on Becky Lynch, e- but yeah, on my opinion, even if or should I say Becky Lynch retained against Lyra Valkyria, she would have successfully retained against Xia Li. So it's really not like it's that much of a heart loss. But yeah, y'all let me know down in the comments below. Let me know what you think. And then we're gonna move on to the next news now, as we got some Bryan Danielson's injury status. Status is a Injury status is a very real situation, and we're going to be talking about Bryan Danielson has been has been through a lot during his career in the ring. He's taken bumps and bruises and missed years when he thought he would never wrestle again. Now he is out of action once again with an unexpected injury, and it is and it and it is not part of Tony Khan's creative direction. Ringside News has complete coverage of AEW Collision, and it was quite show this it was quite a show this week as well. The House of Black was in action in a familiar face return and a face returned to join them. Sadly, Daniel's injury was also revealed, and it said during AEW's Collision this week, it was revealed that Danielson broke his orbital bone during the October 25th episode of AEW Dynamite. BW Insider reported that to squash the idea that this is a storyline, this is a very real situation, and Danielson is injured. And it said, according to the report, it's been said, for those who have asked about whether the announced Bryan Danielson broken orbital bone was legitimate or not, we have confirmed with AEW sources that the injury is not a storyline. Bryan Danielson has obviously come back from worse injuries than this before. He is a fighter, and and will come back likely with even more focus to stay in the mix with AEW. That being said, he will be out of action for a bit as he deals with another setback. We are hoping we are hoping for the best as Brian Danielson heals from his orbital bone injury. Only only time will tell how long it takes for him to make his return, but Tony Khan certainly needs him back as soon as possible. Brian Danielson healed very quickly. Brian Danielson healed very quickly from a fractured arm to fill in for CM Punk at all out against Ricky Starks. Odds are he would do the same if he needed to return in a hurry from this injury. Like when they said like you feeling for CM Punk, that reminds me when he main evented WrestleMania back in 2014 at WrestleMania 30, when CM Punk walked out of the company and left WWE. And this is like a similar situation, but it was but before CM Punk even thought of walking out with AEW, Tony Khan instantly released him. Soon after he got into that backstage brawling altercation at AEW's Wembley show in All In, and then he filling in for being the the show's headliner in Collision. Like Tony Khan's doing like a similar situation what WWE would have done, I should say. But anyway, and it says right here, according to AEW sources, like the injury is not a part of a storyline. Like they're making it into a storyline with Claudio Castagnoli blaming both Kazuchika Okada and Orange Cassidy, but as far as the injuries concerns, it's legitimate. Like, and they're taking him out of action because he broke his orbital bone, like during the match though, but no one's not to blame. It's because wrestling is a very risky sport or industry, I should say, whatever you call it. But yeah, he injured during his match when him and Claudio Castagnoli took on Kazuchika Okada and the reigning AEW international champion Orange Cassidy. And me as Super Ninja Austin wish Brian Danielson a speedy recovery from this injury, and hoping to see him back sooner rather than later. And I'm sending him my goodwill wishes at this unfortunate time to the American Dragon, and at this sad and unfortunate difficult time with this injury, of course, and then I would recommend you viewers the same at this unfortunate time for Danielson for being out of action for a little while. And we're gonna move on to the rest for some more wrestling news. Except this one will be some Vince McMahon news now, as he declares Boulevard Hall in Saudi Arabia as WWE's new home. And it says right here, Vince McMahon and The Undertaker were spotted in Saudi Arabia to attend the highly anticipated anticip- anticipated boxing showdown between Tyson Fury and Francis no Nen no no Nen no Nen Nanu. The fight took place at the at Boulevard Hall and was accompanied by various specu- spectators, I should say, were accompanied by spectator performances and in musical acts, draw, drawing star drawing star-studded audience that included Eminem uh, and Conor McGregor and Kanye West. And it said in an interview with MMA Junkie, Vince McMahon uh, uh, expressed his excitement about the fight and praised Saudi Saudi Arabia, uh, the 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 uh, uh, the the of the of the of the of the dedication the dedication the dedication to both combat sports and entertainment. He he in phrase in in phrase emphasized emphasized that Saudi Arabia has become a significant hub for world-class sports entertainment, indicating WWE's uh, a, comment, a commitment to the region. And this is what he had to say. Everything everything they're doing is so much. They're de- delving into the superior aspects of all sports entertainment. There is nothing going to be everything that is that is the best in the world. That is the best in the world. It's going to be here. The Undertaker also shared his positive, sentimental about Saudi Arabia, uh, like com- commanding the country's efforts to bring top tier sporting events and entertainment to the region He acknowledged the dedication Saudi Arabia Saudi Arabia has shown in delivering outstanding experiences for fans. And what do you think about uh, Vince McMahon's enthusiasm in bringing in boxing events and every entertainment and sports event in their in the in the regions in the regions in the regions arena? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And do you think that Vince McMahon's going to be making more appearances in Saudi Arabia, especially coincidentally that his former company that he once owned, like have has has a pay-per-view happened to come up next, like about to be the next premium live event that's going to take place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for their annual Crown Jewel event, of course. And 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 what do you think about Vince McMahon? And also, what do you think about Vince McMahon being on a rare interview as of late in and for us to talk about this in the talks of the world of professional wrestling, to be a part of the wrestling news? Y'all let me know down in the comments below on what you think about that. We're going to move on to the next news now, as we got some Darby Allin news. Is Darby Allin finally nails death defying stunt after previous failed attempt. And it says right here, Darby Allin is currently one of the top stars in AEW, who has made a name for himself. And as a thrill seeker and extreme daredevil. That is not a gimmick, as he is exactly like that in real life. After yet another attempt, Allen finally nailed a death-defying stunt, which he previously failed to perform. It says last week, Darby Allin performed a death-defying stunt on a tricycle during the recent Nitro Circus event, as he ended up botching the stunt and landing directly on his shoulders, or on his shoulder, which is probably one of them, whether if it's left or right. And it said clearly not satisfied with failure, Darby Allin took another crack at a tricycle stunt, as uploaded by AEW's official Twitter account. Darby Allin finally managed to pull off the landing and not land on his shoulder in the process. It's Darby Allin is currently teaming up with Sting, as he continues his feud with Christian Cage, and the rest of his group. Well, we'll have to see how their feud will continue as AEW Full Gear approaches next month. And what do you think about Darby Allin finally successfully doing a death-defying stunt into the latest Nitro Circus event, and not failing like he did the last time when he was at a circus event like this. Sorry about that, just the itchy jawline. My apologies. But anyways, what do you guys think? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And do you think this is very and what do you think about this? Do you think it's very cool for the half skeleton superstar, or wrestler, I should say, because they're not really much known as superstars. They're in their company, which is AEW. It's more wrestlers. as a is this the like a successful achievement? Do you think this is the most successful achievement, like at least second to him climbing Mount Everest, or do you think that he should just his biggest achievement, he should just continue with his biggest achievement, and that'll be the coolest thing that he's ever done? Which I believe this is the coolest thing of finally doing a spectacular stunt that's successful and not a failure, and botching the stunt, landing on his shoulders in the process, like on this Ringside News article says. But yeah, I'm gonna let you guys decide what y'all think about this latest achievement from the former three-time AEW TNT champion. We're gonna move on to the next Impact Wrestling news of the UK Invasion taping results from October 28th, 2023. And it says right here, according to this Ringside News article, that Impact Wrestling's UK Invasion tour continued with night 2 taking place on October 28th at the HMV Empire in the Coventry, I should say. Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. Ventry, coverage, Coventry. Yeah, the Empire in Coventry, West Midlands, England, UK, where here are the complete results from the event. And it says Impact Wrestling UK Evasion results October 28th. Frankie Kazarian emerged victorious against Leon Slater. Leon Slater is officially joined the Impact Wrestling roster after the match, which we talked about that from yesterday's Wrestling News. Make sure y'all check that out. Part 24 of the Wrestling News on the SNA podcast, episode 92, I believe. But anyways, we also have Emerson Jane. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Emerson Jane and Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace secured a victory against Danny Luna and Diana Perrazzo. We had Rich Swann defeated Amber Jordan. Rich Swann defeating Amber Jordan in singles action. We have Brian Myers bested Grado in their matchup. Moose emerged victorious over Rhino in a hard-fought battle. We have Eddie Edwards claimed victory over Joe Hendry. And then we have Trinity achieved achieved the win against Gissel Shaw. Yeah, Gissel Shaw in their encounter. We had Eric Young and Josh Alexander triumph in a triple threat tag team match against Chris Sabin and Frankie Kazarian and the team of subculture, which they're the former NXT UK tag team champions, Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews. And what do you think about these results of Impact Wrestling? And I also heard my fellow wrestling YouTuber homie Simon Miller wrestled on that night too. And if Simon Miller's watching this, I hope you you had a great match, and hopefully it was a great experience for you of wrestling in Impact Wrestling, which is the first time I have ever seen him wrestle in a pro wrestling ring, like in a very famous pro wrestling ring like Impact Wrestling is. Even though it's not as famous as it used to be, like famous as WWE or AEW, not like nowadays, but it's I'll say hopefully it was an experience of that you will never forget, Simon. Yeah, and then for that I'm gonna give you a golden up on this on a courtesy to the SNA podcast, of course. But yeah, and hopefully you got a win because it doesn't even say the results on here onto this article. But yeah. But I'm probably gonna figure that out when I watch his ups and down videos or here's why videos or whatever it may his video is gonna be like, whether if it's on his own channel and on Simon Miller or the What Culture channel. Like, I want to give you a huge congratulations for making his Impact debut, and hopefully he gets more pro wrestling opportunities like this as he's doing successful as a pro wrestler right now. And then, anyways, we're gonna move on to the wrestling. Continue with another wrestling news now. You got some Hulk Hogan news now, as it says WWE legend and Jason Aldean shared the stage for a special event, saying WWE legend Hulk Hogan is one of the biggest and most influential name in the biggest and the most influential names in the pro wrestling business, and has accomplished a lot in the industry. Hogan is known to pop up at random places from times to time, and now he recently hit the stage with country singer Jason Aldean. And it says right here, Hulk Hogan is a legendary figure in the world of professional wrestling, with his name being synonymous with the sport. While he has done a lot of questionable things over the years, none of that has erased his importance to all things mainstream due to his insane brand value. The Hulkster took to his Instagram and uploaded a photo of himself as he shared the stage with country singer Nick. I mean, not Nick. Supposed to say Jason Aldean at the mid Florida am in infit infit in the at the mid Florida amphitheater, as it was evident he was having a great time with the singer and taking in the experience. And what do you think about Hulk Hogan sharing the stage, doing a duet with the country music singer? And for those country music fans, what do Like, and if y'all were not, and if some of y'all were there in the concert, what you thought about the experience of having the Hulkster there? And I know most of y'all wrestling fans do not want to really want to talk much about the immortal Hulkster because of his reputation of being trying to take spots and not putting that much young stars over, and also of being accused of racism, which that it was been pointed out went into this private video been leaked online into the public that he didn't want his daughter dating this guy that was African American, and said some very inappropriate words that should not be said to to anybody to anybody like that. And it's unexcusable for that in that matter. But but even though that all that passed, but I was just putting that out there because for those who see him with those two reputations, they're not really much of a fan of him for for that for such a reputation like that. And it says right here, the Hulkster also hopes he doesn't need to have his 11th back surgery. Hogan also believes he should have ended his pro wrestling career around the 20-year mark. Regardless, Hogan is living his life the way he wants to right now, and that is all he cares about. And there's an Instagram post of him. And there's this Instagram post of him being on the stage with the country music star Jason Aldean. Yeah, give you 10 extra seconds. And if you need more time, I would recommend you viewers to pause the video to read the full caption on his Instagram post. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the next news now. Is going to when we talking about Natalia Natalia Markova rocks Harley Quinn costume for spicy Halloween photo drop. And it says right here, Halloween is a time when people get to dress up in their favorite costumes, and showing off is a part of the game as well. Natalie Mark Makova, yeah, Mark Natalia Markova is known for her eye-catching media. And it says, and this is no different, as Ringside News exclusively reported in March that sources close to the situation confirmed that Natalia Markova is not under any kind of contracts with the NWA. She was working with them on a per appearance deal, and is looking for bookings elsewhere. Although Natalia Markova is featured for the NWA, she NWA. She is waiting for a big contract. Now she is proving her worth yet again by doing her thing on social media. And it says Natalia Markova is known for wowing fans with her with her vir, with her viral photos, and majority of majority of them are are scant are scantily clad in engagement of heavy. She is quite good at at dazzling at, at dazzling fans with her online photo drops. And it said Natalia Natalia Markova decided to give a little seasonal cheer to fans on her timeline as she posted a cosplay of herself as Harley Quinn. And what do you think about this news about this former National Wrestling Alliance women's star? And she's not the only women's wrestler who cosplayed as Harley Quinn this year. Even though uh, this particular women's wrestler didn't do it for not, I would say, at least not only for the holiday of Halloween, but also at a certain Comic-Con event. But yeah, that was only a few weeks ago, and I'm gonna let y'all to decide on what exactly who I'm referring to, which I'm not sure if I should name drop this particular women's wrestler right now. I'm not sure if it's even relevant, but just letting you guys know that, but yeah, and yeah, that this is a reference here, of course, but yeah, I'm gonna let y'all to be the guest of that in the comment section right down below. We're gonna move on to the next news now, as Big Show advised Kofi Kingston to depart from the New Day and maximize his WWE career. And it says right here, the New Day is regarded as one of the greatest tag teams in the history of WWE, and it's not really hard to see why. They have been part of numerous historical matches and won tag team titles several times. The that that being said, Big Show advised Kofi Kingston to leave the group and maximize his career. When the New Day made their debut as a group, they were initially heels, but were eventually turned into baby faces due to their rise in popularity. Prior to that, none of these members had a solid run in WWE. While speaking to Undrafted All Stars podcast show, Biggie talked about how the New Day was made. Biggie revealed that many troubled the group would would ever find success in WWE, adding that Big Show even advised Kofi to leave the group and maximize his career in WWE. He said, "We had we had like Big Show pulling Kofi aside, saying what are you doing with those two? What are you doing with those two? You're wasting your career." He came back later and apologized, because sometimes people don't see the vision. They don't see what you see. Vince McMahon even pitched to break up the New Day's multiple times, not multiple times. Kofi and Xavier Woods continued to carry on as the New Day with their sights set on the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. We'll have to wait and see when they will get a shot at the titles in the future, of course. And what do you think about this confession from Biggie about the Big Show was not really sure about Kofi teaming with Big E and Xavier Woods at the time when they started the team up, and him instantly apologizing when he saw the success when they were pulling it off as a team. Y'all let me know down in the comments below, and yeah, this is very shocking. Like, for a guy that's been in the business and saw plenty of teams success was an unexpected pairing, and you would never see that they would pair as a tag team, and successful and do it successfully and win tag team gold like the New Day did like over a dozen times. So yeah, I'll say yeah, this is very shocking for me to discover this on Ringside News. Like, I did not know that Big E was not really sure if Kofi should team with him, because he thought of him as he even thought of him as a main eventer, and he should maximize his success in WWE. Which, not soon long after, like 4 to 4.5 years later, Kofi Kingston does win the WWE World Championship, holding that title for like 6 months in his title reign until soon after getting buried and squashed by Brock Lesnar in less than 8 seconds for that championship, and the debut show of Friday Night SmackDown on Fox. But yeah, but we're gonna move on to the next news now. Is we got some AEW reached a new record, and it's not in a good way, with the lowest Dynamite AEW Dynamite viewership onto the October 25th edition of the show. And it says AEW is doing their best to attract attention from fans, and Tony Khan has signed some impressive names to help accomplish that. In the process, the company has experienced some speed bumps and television viewership, and just isn't what it used to be. And it says right here, this week AEW drew 774,000 viewers for their flagship Wednesday night Dynamite show. I should say the flagship Wednesday night Dynamite show. One day prior, WWE NXT brought in 787,000 viewers on the October 24th edition of their Halloween for their Halloween Havoc Night 1 special. This marks another week in October that NXT beat AEW Dynamite in viewership. One night with head-to-head competition. WrestleNomics posted on X to reveal that this week's episode of AEW Dynamite was historic for the wrong reasons. Sorry about that. Just got up like almost an hour ago. For the wrong reasons, they brought in their lowest viewership since June of 2022. And it says WrestleNomics also posted a chart of this week's AEW Dynamite behind their paywall. As you can see, they started off with 982,000 fans, but they were unable to keep that amount at all. As as the first as the first as the first half an hour saw a drastic drop in viewership from 936,000 views to 752,000 views by by the end of the night. AEW Dynamite only had 646,000 viewers watching. And then they said, we will continue our ongoing coverage of AEW and everything else in the pro wrestling world here at Ringside News. Hopefully, Tony Khan's company. Hopefully Tony Khan's company can pull things up because they have some passionate fans who are really rooting for their success, and that is me and you viewers that are the diehard AEW fans as much as being WWE fans. Like, and what do you think about this drop? Like, drop down, like from over 900,000 fans and viewers watching AEW Dynamite until the second hour has gone to a close. Like, it ended up being 646,000 views. Went dropped down. Like, that does not look good. Hopefully, WWE can find some kind of strategy of bringing more viewers watching more than having more viewers watching more than them not watching. Like, and hopefully he gets up back to his number, maybe even better. Go back up like they were in 2019 with millions of views. Hopefully, I see them can recover from this and not lose any more viewers, and then make this a concerning problem with TNT and TBS of axing their deal with AEW television, which hopefully that won't be the case, and hopefully Tony Khan can find a method of bringing in some ratings to his Dynamite show, so it won't be it won't be into the in even more worse situation, like possibly taken off of television. But yeah, but we're gonna continue. Well, I'm gonna continue keeping you viewers up to date, just like Ringside News is too, which we're gonna give you. Which I'm gonna also give you my full coverage on what's going on with this issue with AEW's having with their Dynamite show. And we're gonna move on to the next wrestling news now, as Steve Austin stoked after picking up first off road racing win of the season, I should say, of the season. It says according to this article, says Steve Austin gets a lot of work done as a WWE Hall of Famer. He may not be lacing up his black boots anymore and delivering Stone Cold Stunners in the in the uh, in the ring anymore, but he's not just he's not just sitting around at home. The Texas Rattlesnake has his I, I, irons his irons in many fires, and he's all about having a good time. He loves off-road racing and competes in in a circuit now. Has He has a big win to brag about, and it says right here, according and it says right here, Steve Austin jumped on Instagram and he let fans in on his other hobby, off off-road racing. His team won at the won at the Gold Rush race, and that made for quite a post. And it says right here, and it said on the caption, picked up my first win of the season last picked up my first win of the season last week at the Gold Rush race put on by Valley Valley Off Road Racing Association and Legacy Racing Association. 350 mile race from Virginia City to not Tonopah or Tonopah, I should say, from Virginia City to Tonopah. And it says it it was a haluva race from start to finish. The KRX 1000 K1X 1000. He said, I was driving I was driving, took major damage over the course of the race, and kept just kept going. What a beast! What a beast! Tires took a beating as well. I hit tons of big ass rocks and not one flat over the entire race. Thank you, Maxis. And it says right here, Class 1 Motorsports did a haluva job prepping the car. Zero issues all race. This was my first point race. Thanks to Rico Bryant and everyone in my crew for the fast pits. Thanks like thanks to my co-driver Shane Kishman for calling a haluva race. We finally put everything together and ran a clean race. I felt confident going into this race. For some reason, it all worked out. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I should say. Only time will tell if WWE can ever get Steve Austin to make a return to the ring. He rejected a match against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 39, and we have and we have heard zero rumors and 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 received no indication at all that he is close to making return for WrestleMania 40. Like, although Steve Austin's match at WrestleMania 38 against Kevin Owens stands as his final one to date, you can never say never when Austin is concerned. He is certainly up for a challenge, especially if he can have a good time. And what do you think about this latest achievement from the Rattlesnake? Like, with him in the world of out in the world of what it's called exactly, a into the world of off-road racing. Yeah, off-road racing. And winning the and winning his first race of the season. And now, and for me, as Super Ninja Austin, the courtesy to the SNA podcast, I want to give him a big congratulations onto the Texas Rattlesnake. And do you think he's going to make his return to WWE? And it has been reported that he rejected a offer of doing a program with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 39. And do you think he's going to make a return in WrestleMania 40? Yeah, and his last match was to date was when he faced Kevin Owens in a no holds barred match at WrestleMania 38 at night one, which that closed out the night one show. I no one haven't seen him get physical in the ring since then, and yeah, and I want and yeah. And I want to give that out a big congratulations to Steve Austin for that from that latest achievement. Like, even though it's not a wrestling achievement, it's still an achievement that he desired of doing, and that was off street racing or off road racing. I mean, not street. But yeah, I want to give that out to him. Like, and hopefully he wins more races and as into the upcoming season of off-road racing. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the next news now, as we got some Grayson Waller and Austin Theory news now, as WWE sees huge upside to Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, and them saying that WWE has lots of plans right now, and it appears that some superstars are being positioned to carry quite a load in the future. Grayson Waller got started with a bang on SmackDown, and his new partner Austin Theory is also in a very good standing with Triple H at this point as well. And it says right here, WWE has recently featured Austin Theory and Grayson Waller as a tag team, even though they have been previously promoted as single stars. This new direction has garnered positive reactions from the WWE fan base. Austin Theory's journey in WWE has been marked by highs and lows. He was initially promoted to the main roster, but was later sent back to NXT during the COVID-19 pandemic. Uh, subs, substant, subsequently, he returned to the main roster and gained significant momentum by forming an on-screen partnership with Vince McMahon. He enjoyed a a lengthy uh, a lengthy reign as the United States champion and achieved a milestone victory over John Cena at WrestleMania 39. It says Grayson Waller established his reputation in NXT before receiving a main roster call up earlier this year. In a recent Q&A session with Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, addressed how WWE officials perceive Austin Theory and Grayson Waller in comparison to other talents in NXT, including Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker, among others, saying, just completely different views. They have always seen Theory and Waller as high upside. I mean, Waller is very easy for them to do business with as well, and with as well. Like list like list listens really listens really well and gets them a lot of buzz with when necessary with Austin Theory. I I feel like they they kind of saw him in in that Baron Corbin role where if somebody's coming back to do something, he can take the heat from that person, and it says right here, and it won't affect their booking. Like only time will tell what Grayson Waller and Austin Theory are able to do next. The the two heels are certainly an interesting pairing, and they could draw a lot of heat in the future as a team. Both Grayson Waller and Austin Theory are also two guys who WWE has their eyes on to lead the company for years to come. They are just getting started with Austin Theory having a greater head start, but they, they are both set to do big things in WWE. What's your take on WWE? And what do you think about Austin Theory and Grayson Waller uh, as a tag team on SmackDown? And they recently got a win against Dragon Lee and Cameron Grimes, making them not two, 3-1, which they were looking like they're gonna be a promising undefeated tag team, but they took on not Jimmy, Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes, which they were the undisputed WWE Tag Team champions at the time. And what do you think about the pairing of Grace of Grayson Waller and Austin Theory being the most the most created and creative and what's that word and successful is the successful duo in the SmackDown brand as of late so far? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And we're gonna move on to the next news now. Okay, we got some Nia Jax news now. Is she stunning with her stunning hair transformation, like ahead of WWE Raw? And it says right here about the irresistible force. Nia Jax was a force to be reckoned with in WWE during her initial run with the company, but she was eventually released back in 2021. She came back to WWE last month and has been on a tear since then. That that said, Jax. That said, Jax changed up her hair color before Raw next week. The former Raw Women's Champion certainly knows how to make a statement, and that includes her appearances on WWE television, where she has been destroying the comp- the competition lately. Jax Jax also keeps fans updated about her personal life on social media from time to time. She took to her Instagram story and revealed her her new hair color as she fla- she flaunted her straightened in colored hair. And it says right here, Nia Jax will be squashing off against Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, Zoe Stark, and Shayna Baszler for the WWE Women's World Championship at Crown Jewel on November 4th. We'll have to wait and see whether Jax will end up winning the match and becoming the new champion. But what do you think about her new? And what do you think about her new image? The new image of Nia Jax's hair, her hair, the hairline stripes of hair dye of her new look that she that yeah this this new look from the Irresistible Force. And I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to look at it and read it. And if you need, like I said, need more time, I recommend you to pause this video. But what do you think about her new? What do you think about her new look with the hair dye she used on herself and like for tomorrow, like ahead of her appearance on tomorrow night's Monday Night Raw, of course, and for which is probably the go home show edition of Monday Night Raw, and and stay tuned. Oh, excuse me, and stay tuned for and yeah, and I'll say yeah, and stay tuned for Monday Night Raw on Monday. Make sure y'all check that out, and the SNA podcast, which will be episode, I believe it will be episode 96 of the SNA podcast, which will be which which will be airing in the evening time, like after Monday Night Raw is off the air. But yeah, I will let y'all to be the judge of that in the comment section right down below. We're gonna yeah, anyways, we're gonna move on to the next wrestling news now as Bianca Belair goes through torturous process for tattoo removal. And it says right here about the EST of WWE given their superstars big platforms in each number of the roster has their own image that they want to convey. The con the convey Bianca Belair has decided that she wants fewer tattoos, but it is a very painful process get to get that to get that done. And it says Bianca Belair posted several videos on her Instagram story of her of herself in a chair getting a tattoo rem- removal done. Her husband Montez Ford was by her side, and he offer words of support. And it says the EST of WWE is going through this process to get a start removed from her side. It was also a terrible experience, and she sent out a warning in the process, saying, "Just a reminder: think think before you get tattoos. LOL. it's 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 not worth it. I felt like my skin was melting. I hate this tattoo. Hopefully it goes away forever, but it's colored so it's not 100% guaranteed." And it says right here, Bianca Belair posted a longer text graphic to her social media story that 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 told fans everything she's going through. She wants to be an example for fans, and sharing this life experience may help some of her younger followers out for sure. And saying, "I will keep y'all updated. I got unlimited sessions, so I'll keep going until it disappears or or gets gets or gets as close as close it can to be gone." I I was super nervous about it because I am black, and I've heard that laser can discol- dis col- discolor our skin, but we will see what happens. I am also prone to colloids, colloid. Uh, so far, after I number one session, it's fine. It was faded a little, and the black outline has gone away on a lot of the stars. It says Bianca noted in another video that saying L LMAO. I was in there screaming, removing tattoos is more painful than getting them lasers as lasers are. I should say, as getting them as lasers are you used to in used it literally, like burn skin until it gets to the layers where the link resides. Besides, after her first treatment, Bianca Belair also reported that she is far from finished with this process. It 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 def like it def wasn't if death wasn't going after this one treatment, like the only thing gone as of now is some of the the black the black the black outlines on the stars and cupcake, which whatever that means. But what do you think about this painful experience with Bianca Belair getting her tattoos removed? And what are you guys thinking? Are you thinking about getting tattoos from seeing this from Bianca Belair, or do you think are you going to reconsider of getting it from this painful experience? Even though she said it's more painful of removing it than keeping it on there, which I'm not sure what's her reason of taking the tattoo off, but maybe she has a good reason. We're gonna have to hear from the EST of her from her of herself, because she said she's gonna keep to keep us fans up to date, right, on what's next of her getting the tattoo off her skin, and she's gonna be doing more video chat, not chats like really like a phone, like a like a FaceTime call, but I'm saying like she's gonna do more chatting videos about her experience about that, and what's exactly the reason why she was getting the tattoo off her skin in the first place, and also what I had to say. Oh yeah, and then she also have her husband Montez Ford. She of showing some support about get of yeah of fans along having fans along supporting her in this painful time. And she said she also says it's far from over. So I'm hoping her the best of luck, and hopefully she she gets the uh she gets the tattoo fully off in a less painful manner. And I'm wishing her the best of luck on that at this time. And we're gonna move on to the next wrestling news, as the Undertaker reveals his expectation for the WWE and UFC merger, saying on from the dead man, the Undertaker, the longtime fan of MMA and a WWE legend, recently shared his thoughts of WWE merger with UFC under Endeavor during an interview with MMA Junkie. The dead man was interviewed alongside alongside Vince McMahon, and expressed his excitement and about the merger and its potential for global growth. He said, I mean, like in a lighthearted moment, the Undertaker joked about Vince McMahon changing his changing hi- changing him for uh for UFC and WWE event tickets. He he then em, infra, infra, emphasized cited cited his emphasized emphasized his enthusiasm for the merger, exciting citing his 33-year in involvement with WWE, and his long-standing passion for UFC. And he said, "I'm going to get I'm going to get a lot of good tickets to UFC and WWE events." And then laugh. And there was some laughs, which he was laughing about, saying, he changes me. He changes me." He joked of he joked of he joked of McMahon he joked of McMahon before, saying, "No, I'm just kidding, but no, it's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, I've been involved with WWE for 33 years, and been a big fan of the UFC for a long time. So I'm really excited about the merger and the potential for growth wide side. The Undertaker has previously discussed his interest in potentially joining the UFC. Nothing, nothing that, and he said nothing that it, nothing that it was something he considered. However, he acknowledged that he lacked in ma, in like a in mature amateur wrestling imma- immature wrestling background, which which might have been a a pre was it a prerequisite a prerequisite a prerequisite prerequisite for making such a transition. He famously confronted Brock Lesnar at UFC 121, but the arena idea of a UFC bout between them was not realized. And it said right here, the merger between WWE and UFC has also shown potential benefits for for UFC as they reportedly secured a deal with Saudi Arabia General Sports Authority with assistance from WWE's Vince McMahon. McMahon recently referred to Saudi Arabia as WWE's home for the time being, uh, high, highlighting significant the significance the significance I should say the significance of WWE's global presence. And and what I think about the Undertaker's comments about about uh, about his jokes about Vince McMahon and also about he's excited about the merger of WWE and UFC, of him being a longtime fan of UFC and a longtime star in WWE as he had a 30-year career with WWE and even had the longest reigning winning streak in WrestleMania for over 21 years. Like if he haven't skipped 2000, it would have been 22 years because it started in 91 and it ended in 2024. I mean, not 2024. That's next year. I mean, 2014, of course. And he even still wrestled on, even though his streak was broken. He wrestled more like with the likes of Bray Wyatt and Brock Lesnar in 2015, and in 2016 had a match with Shane McMahon when he returned to WWE and tried to take control of the WWE and mostly the Monday Night Raw brand, which that brought back the brand split, which the rumors were correct in 2016, and then the Undertaker and also the Undertaker didn't wrestle until the following year in 2017, wrestling Roman Reigns, which he nearly retired. But the reason he didn't retire because there was plenty of botches during that match with the trial retired just yet, and he had another match with John Cena, and then he won that match, which was a silly and it was botched, but it was in a goofy way. And which he won against John Cena. He had a casket match against the future Miro, which he was Rusev at the time. It was originally supposed to be Jericho, but for some reason they wanted him to be on the Greatest Royal Rumble match, so they changed plans and put Miro instead, and then or Rusev at the time, and then he wrestled Triple H at Super Showdown, and they had a which I believe Triple H won that match, and they turned into a tag team match at the following pay-per-view at Crown Jewel, the first ever Crown Jewel event in 2018, which it had Kane and the Undertaker team as the Brothers of Destruction against Shawn Michaels and Triple H as D-Generation X, which they got the win once again. And then, yeah, there was more matches with the Undertaker, like in 2019. Even though he skipped that year's WrestleMania in WrestleMania 35, he beat he beat Goldberg in that match, which was supposed to be a dream match, but it looks like more like a death wish match, like a nightmarish death wish match. I say more like a nightmarish death wish match, which didn't really went well. But I'll say more likely his match with Roman Reigns against Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon at Extreme Rules in that tag team Extreme Rules match was more like a dream match than that match. What he had with Goldberg, which he bounced back off of that, and then later on, back in 2020, he had his final match, which he took on the phenomenal AJ Styles, which he got the victory in the Boneyard match. Was the main event of Night One's WrestleMania, which that was probably the best way that they could have ended the Night One show, even though it was not with no fans, but it ended up in the most charismatic and greatest cinematic match in WWE history. And yeah, that he retired since then, but he still has been a WWE personality, like making occasional appearances, like with him recently, going head to head with, not head to head, going sharing the ring with Braun Breaker in the segment, saying like you're gonna be that star, but not today, striking him with a right hand and choke slamming him in the process. Which that was, and some say this was burying Braun Breaker, but it didn't do anything much bad. It did no harm. Like it actually made him too much of a big star to have Braun Breaker watching here, have people watching Braun Breaker, and seeing what's ahead of him in WWE, and considering he's also the son and nephew of the Steiner brothers. So that's something to look forward to see on the main roster, what he can do. Like, can he do exactly what his father and nephew would? Not nephew. His father and uncle would do in their prime and in the world of professional wrestling, like in their time in WWE, WCW, and TNA wrestling. But yeah. Y'all let me know what you thought about what came out. The Undertaker said on this interview in the comment section right down below. We're gonna move on to the. We got some Crown Jewel news now, as possible spoilers for WWE Crown Jewel unveiled, and then it unveils shocking likely results, and then it says right here, WWE is gearing up for another trip to Saudi Arabia for 2023's Crown Jewel event. There is a lot of the line this time around, and it says in some big matches are planned, but who's most likely to walk away as the winner? And it says right here, the betting odds for WWE Crown Jewel 2023 provided by Bet Online could give fans a big clue about what to expect in Saudi Arabia next week. And it says right here, next week, and it says right here, you can check out the betting odds below. The favorite is indicated of with a symbol, the symbols a underdog with a plus symbol is in case you need a refresher. The number associated with the symbol rep represents represents the amount required the to risk for favorites to yield $100 profit, while for underdogs it sig- it signi- it signifies the potential winnings for $100 wagger, and it says Seth Rollins is most likely to win and retain the WWE World Heavyweight title at at four at 400 uh, at negative 400 odds, while Drew McIntyre stands as the underdog with odds at two at at 200 at a positive 250. We might not see the Celtic the Celtic the I'll say not the Celtic the Celtic Warrior, I should say, the Celtic Warrior win in Saudi this at this time around. We might not see the Celtic Warrior, which I think they got it mixed up with Sheamus, which I think they meant to say the what's it called, the the Scottish Warrior. Yeah, and, we're not sure if the Scottish Warrior will win in Saudi Arabia this time around. Cody Rhodes has a commenting but commenting position with a negative 700 odds, while Damian Priest is the underdog with odds at 400 at positive 400. It appears that the American Nightmare will beat the Senior Money in the Bank at this time around, and it says right here at this time around, of course, I should say. And then we got and it says right here, although John Cena really needs a singles win, Solo Sikoa is slightly the favorite with odds of at 100 and at odds at negative 140, while John Cena is the underdog with the odds at positive 100. That that could that could result in a shocking moment, but John Cena may put Solo over before. I mean, not be, yeah, before going back to Hollywood. And it said at this point, Roman Reigns holds a substantial uh, advantage with odds at 3,000 and negative 3,000 betting odds against LA Knight with the undisputed WWE Universal title match. LA Knight is the underdog with 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 the positive 800 odds, but he will certainly have the WWE Universe behind him. Logan Paul is fa- is favored with odds at negative 400, while Rey Mysterio, the champion, stands as the underdog, as his nickname is, with odds at positive 250. It appears that the Maverick could very well win his first championship in WWE this this time around in Saudi Arabia. And it says right here when it comes to the fatal five-way match, with Rhea Ripley defending her Women's World Championship against Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark, doesn't see any indication that the Nightmare will lose her title. Rhea Ripley is the dominant favorite with odds at -2,000. Meanwhile, Raquel Rodriguez and Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Starks are the underdogs with odds at Raquel Rodriguez positive 500, Nia Jax a positive 800, a positive 1,000 to Shayna Baszler, and a positive 1,100 respectively to Zoe Stark. Keep checking back with Ringside News for more on this story, and so many more. You never know what will happen in WWE, and that is especially true with today's booking, as Triple H steers the company into his own creative direction. What's what do y'all viewers what do you guys think about the betting odds onto betting sites with the match cards in WWE's Crown Jewel event, and who do you think is going to win the respective matches in the card? I would say, in my opinion, I would give a spoiler on my prediction, because I'm thinking about doing a prediction video on who's exactly gonna win the wrestling matches, like on tonight's crown. I mean, not tonight's. I mean, on next weekend's Crown Jewel event. Like, my prediction on this, I would say the Women's World Championship is obviously on Rhea Ripley, because she's not gonna lose that title anytime soon. She's going to hold on to that title as a dominant force into the Raw Women's division, or should I say the Women's World Heavyweight Championship division on the Raw brand, of course, because it's formerly known as the SmackDown Women's Championship. And she's not going to hold that. She's not going to lose that championship until WrestleMania 40. And also my predictions on Logan Paul as well. Like, once I think about it, like because he's renewed his contract with WWE, and it guarantees that he could possibly be a championship at any time, like when he gets that title match. So I'll say I think he's gonna do some kind of dirty tactic and probably have his son involved, like of costing him his United States Championship, and for him to be the new U.S. title. And also in that matter, I'll say, and nothing against Rey Mysterio. Like, I wish him to win, but it looks like he's gonna put him over. And I would say the John Cena Solo Sikoa match, I would say I'm gonna get a lot of backlash. Like I said on my SmackDown review, I think John Cena is going to somehow win this match. Like, it looks like Solo Sikoa is gonna be put over, but I don't know. Like, I think John Cena is going to win to break his 2,000 over 2,000 days. I would say perhaps, excuse me, I'll say his 2017 day reign as him a lack of winning singles matches. And I think he's going to win that and then going to break that streak. And then also I would say I'll say the Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest match. I'll say obviously Cody, because he's not gonna lose any more matches, at least singles matches, until he loses the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Because, like everybody's thinking about right now, he's gonna get his rematch somehow. Like, whether if he wins the Royal Rumble again or somehow goes to SmackDown or how, like, he's gonna finish that story of being the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, and he's gonna remain to be unbeatable in the singles division. And then we're gonna And then also we have the World Heavyweight Championship match with Seth freaking Rollins taking on Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship, which I believe, even though Drew McIntyre, I think he should win, and he should become the undisputed. He should be the World Heavyweight Championship at this point in this time. But I think Seth Rollins is going to retain, but we're going to see some kind of a heel turn with Drew McIntyre attacking him, continuing this feud over the big gold strap, and I think this will probably be the and this will probably be the opportunity for Drew McIntyre to win the World Heavyweight Championship, possibly beating Seth freaking Rollins at the Royal Rumble, and heading to WrestleMania as the top heel champion. And finally, he wins the heavyweight championship with a live crowd. That's what I would see it that way. But this is where we try to get an attempt of Damian Priest cashing in, but I'm not sure if he would successfully cash in. But I think perhaps he'll get screwed out of the championship. Let's hope not by losing the championship, because what would be the flubbing point? But yeah. And then we got LA Knight taking on Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. I think LA Knight's gonna win, but it won't be by pinfall. It'll be far from pinfall, of course. Like the options possibly going to be perhaps it's going to be I would say it's going to be with some interference, whether, like I said, whether if it's the Jimmy Uso being involved and attacking him and starting a feud with him, or it could be somebody totally different on SmackDown to keep him out of of continuing the bloodline storyline rivalry feud that he has with Roman Reigns, just for now on hold, so he won't be buried by the bloodline, and he won't lose clean. Like, even if he loses, it won't be clean. But I don't think he's gonna lose per se, but he's not gonna win the undisputed championship. He's just gonna get screwed out of the title match, losing the title in the process, and then losing his title opportunity by winning in a DQ manner. But anyways, we're gonna move on to the next. But y'all let me know what y'all think about my prediction in the comments below, and also predict your thoughts about Roman Reigns and LA Knight and them and the rest of the wrestlers wrestling on next Saturday's next Saturday's WWE Premium Live event, latest Premium Live event. And we got some we got some more news about WWE beats AEW's attendance numbers in final week of October 23rd. It says right here, according to this article, AEW and WWE has completed another week of live events and television programming. Now we get to take a look at those attendance numbers to see how everything stacked up. And it says right here, WrestleTix recently compiled attendance, like figures for WWE and AEW television shows during the current week. Raw emerged as the most attended event, while Collision had the lowest attendance. WWE Raw took place at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, with 1,100 tickets. I mean, not 1,100, 11,000. My bad, 11,949 tickets sold, and that was the highest attended event of the week between the two companies, and it says right here. It says and it says right here, AEW Dynamite occurred at the at the lie at the Chorus Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which they with 5,673 tickets sold, and it says right here that was not the turnout that Tony Khan's company was hoping for in a building with a with a 10,200 seat cap 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 a capacity cap capacity capacity capacity, yeah, I should say, yeah, capacity. And it says right here, WWE SmackDown was held at the fight at the Fisher Forum in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, with 11,476 tickets sold. Although WWE was able to beat that number, they they only they only did so by just over seven over 470 fans. And it says right here, AEW Collision took place at the. I said AEW Collision the first time. It was Dynamite. My apologies. Collision took place at the Mohegan Sun in Uncaseville, I should say, the Mohegan Sun in Uncas Uncasville of Uncasville, Connecticut, I should say, in Uncasville, Connecticut, with 4,079 tickets sold. AEW tried to get more fans to that event by booking Kenny Omega versus MJF, but that just didn't happen with such short notice. WWE won in attendance numbers once again. This week, only time will tell if AEW sees a boom in popularity, but they may want to figure out a different strategy not his this point on. And what do you think about these about WWE beating them in ticket sales with their weekly shows, like with WWE, with Raw and SmackDown, and the AEW Dynamite, Rampage, and well, Rampage is pre-taped, but so I'll say mostly more likely Dynamite and Collision. What do you think about this difference maker with their two shows comparison with W with WWE and AEW with them selling more tickets than they do? Well, one of the reasons because WWE are much popular show than AEW is, and everybody definitely knows WWE more than they do with AEW, and that's a sad shame that that's the case. But that's because WWE's been a most popular company for half a century now, and also the other reason is because WWE been put on some better shows and some better booking, like than AEW, like as of late, because Triple H is the head booker, and he has some guys in the creative team that's coming up with something interestingly creative, like something that's what's gonna sell and what's gonna make the WWE brand more entertaining, like Raw and SmackDown, for an example, like as of late, like with the Judgment Day in a feud with Cody Rhodes, and even Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre with Seth Rollins, with him being this tweener, with him being this unforgiving tweener that could possibly turn heel, that's trying to get the World Heavyweight Championship and finally be the heavyweight champion with a live crowd, what he dreamed of doing from the past couple of years of being WWE champion. But he never got a chance to do that because the global pandemic happened with the coronavirus crisis was at stake, like with or at stake with people's lives, of course, I should say. And he never had a chance to do that, and he's trying to show that he can do that once again. But it looks like he's probably going to have to wait for a few months to succeed to that level, of course. But also we also had SmackDown side thing with LA Knight in the storyline with Roman Reigns. Like he could possibly dethrone the Tribal Chief, but it looks like he's not going to be walking out of that walking out as champion, even despite with LA Knight getting over, with him getting the catchphrase, with the fans saying his catchphrase, and with his catchphrase when everybody say LA Knight, yeah. Like he's not gonna lose like in a burial clean manner, but I think he's gonna get the win and he's gonna stay strong. But it looks like he's gonna get screwed out of it by getting attacked by somebody. Like, what if it's a main event gym, like which he needs to go to Impact Wrestling, futurely gonna be known as TNA once again. Anyways, this is where. And that's what's going to happen. And we also have Logan Paul taking on Rey Mysterio, which he's a social media sensation. And it looks like there's a possibility that he's going to beat Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. But we're going to see if that's going to be the case. Unless Rey Mysterio can pull off an upset against Logan Paul and see why he's the underdog and he's a guy that you shouldn't underestimate, which will never underestimate because I've been a big fan of him from ever since I was very little. Like probably when I was like my nephew Atreyu's age. Like I've been a fan of Rey Mysterio. But yeah, like along with John Cena, of course. But yeah, y'all let me know down in the comments below what you think about what's this differences with WWE doing ticket sales, like. Because I think it's about everybody knows WWE for the fact that it's been around for half a century, and then they're gonna have some new wrestlers and then even for having new wrestlers, they're still gonna be entertained with their abilities and into the side squared circle and the storytelling that's gonna keep going in an endless way. And like, what if the older wrestlers are going to be there or not, like, and the older management, like wrestlers going to come and go, but the company's going to remain on, but with a new company that's going to be under which is Endeavor, which they're going to be merged as the TKO Group Holdings, with merging with UFC, of course, now. But that's what's going to make it more famous as a wrestling promotion and putting on, like I said, great shows and entertaining matches and segments onto the shows like Raw and SmackDown, and even NXT starting to be just of a better show than AEW. But like they said, they're not trying to be better than AEW, even though they're being more competitive with when it comes to AEW doing a special event. Like they're trying to do anything in their power to get more views and more ratings and more profit than AEW will have. But we're going to move on to the next news now. We got some Kevin Owens news that he promised to delivers a beatdown to Austin Theory in his WWE SmackDown comeback match. And this reminds me of when I went to my very first WWE house show and my WWE show, like when he faced Austin Theory. Like this is probably gonna be like a live action version of the time when me and my brother and his girlfriend and me and my brother's uncle when we went to face when we went to the Sunday Night Stunner event on a Sunday, of course, because it was a fun day we will never forget. We were having lots of fun. We were drinking a lot of drinks, like we were absolutely messed up and drunk at the time, and we we were cheering on the baby faces, like with the likes of Kevin Owens, Matt Riddle, Dolph Ziggler, Nikki ASH, which she's back as Nikki Cross, of course, but at the time she was Nikki ASH, and then and also R-Truth, and Mustafa Ali, yeah, like wrestlers like them were there. And even though Seth Rollins was technically a heel at the time, we even hum along a song because it was very catchy at the time. Like, because from the past year he had that theme song, like, oh yeah, it was a fun experience, of course. But yeah, but we're gonna talk about as soon as last week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown, Kevin Owens was traded to the Blue Brand after Jey Uso made his way to Monday Night Raw. Naturally, many fans were excited to see the prize fighter back on the Blue Brand. Back on the Blue Brand this week. This week, he had a confrontation with both Austin Theory and Grayson Waller as well. Owens has now vowed to beat down Theory in his first match since his return on SmackDown next week. And it said, and during SmackDown this week, Kevin Owens claimed that he could punch Austin Theory and Grayson Waller in the face at the same time. He would be successful in his with his endeavor in knockout endeavor and knock them both out with a straight punch. On a straight punch, this would confront a match between Owens and Theory on SmackDown next week. And speaking with Kathy Kelly on SmackDown Lowdown, Kevin Owens talked about his match against Austin Theory on SmackDown next week. Owens made it clear he would beat down Austin Theory, use all his signature moves on him. He said, I have a match with Austin Theory next week. Let's sorry, my bad. Let's manifest what's gonna happen in that match. And he said, do you know what I think is gonna happen? Not what I think I know. I know it's gonna happen. I'm going to walk in there. I'm going to punch him in the face a couple more times. I'll kick him. I'll kick him in the stomach because that's what I do before the stunner. But that's not all That's not all what I'm gonna do. Let's see you. Know that big suplex I do off the ropes, and sometimes I'm gonna do that to him. Then I'll throw a pop-up power bomb and then a stunner. All of those things, yeah. And that's what he basically did. He did a cannonball, a pop-up power bomb, and a stunner to Austin Theory when we were at the Sunday Night Stunner show. Like, it's probably going to basically be like a SmackDown, like a live televised SmackDown version of the live event house show we went to, which was Sunday Night Stunner, of course. And it says right here, according to this article, this will be Kevin Owens' first match on SmackDown since joining the Blue Brand last week, after Nick Aldis wants Owens to shine as a single star again. So we'll we'll have to see how the match will turn out next week. And when you already know, like, do you think the prize fighter got Mr. A Town down, down A Town down, all the way? Like, which I know the obvious answer, but I'm gonna let y'all guys be the judge of that in the comment section down below. And also, I think he is, and it's like I said, it's gonna be like this house show event, like we went to on the opener match, like with Kevin Owens taking on Austin Theory, like which he's gonna beat the living hell out of the former United States champion and pick up a W in his first match back on SmackDown from his trade to the SmackDown from Raw to SmackDown, because Jey Uso was traded to the SmackDown to Raw, thanks to Cody Rhodes negotiating to that plan, that maneuver for him to get away from his brother Jimmy Uso and his younger brother Solo Sikoa, and most importantly, the guy he doesn't give a damn what he said is his cousin himself, the tribal chief Roman Reigns. And it looks like we're going to revisit this feud with the prize fighter Kevin Owens against Roman Reigns. But first, he's probably going to be in the feud first with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, and then after that, then Logan Paul over probably for the United States Championship, or even just without the United States Championship being on the line. Only time will tell. And he's probably gonna be in some more interesting feuds. Maybe even being in a program with Karrion Kross. Like it could be Kevin Owens against Karrion Kross in a at least a short-term mid-card feud or whatever it could be. Like, but let me know down in the comments below what you think. We're going to move on to CM Punk news now, as CM Punk captures attention with upcoming MMA appearance. And it says right here, from the voice of the voiceless, CM Punk was fired from AEW, and the WWE rumors started up in a big way. He may have a lot of interest from Impact Wrestling and the NWA. But money is an issue with them. That being said, CM Punk is still making plans to get himself out there. While currently a free agent in the professional wrestling market, CM Punk is pursuing his second passion in MMA. While awaiting developments in the world of the world of pro wrestling, which is the pro short for professional. This included his This including him taking part in a special upcoming event. CM Punk regularly provides commentary for the Cage Fury fighting championships promotion. He seems to really enjoy that gig, and it doesn't appear that will be slowing down for him. And it says right here, CM Punk had 2 MMA fights for the UFC with a loss to Mickey Gall at UFC 2023 in Cleveland, Ohio, via fight round submission in his debut. In his second bout at UFC 225, he was defeated by Mike Jackson, although that result later become a no contest as Jackson tested positive for marijuana on fight night. And it says right here, now former UFC light heavyweight champion Anthony P. Uh, Pettis, I should say Pettis, Anthony Pettis, or Pettis, I should say Pettis. Anthony Pettis is hosting the Anthony Pettis Fight Night event scheduled for November 19th at the at the at the Bayard Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Punk is among the of the this discuss this discussed distinguished guests invited to the event alongside figures like Quentin uh, Rampage Jackson, Magic, Mommy uh, Magician, Magician, Magician Chris Angel, Frank Murr, and Nathan Diaz. This this is a cool event to see CM Punk advertise for. We can only hope that he has a good experience, and he also gets to see one of Chris Angel's mind freak tricks up close and personal. And what do you think about CM Punk advertising this upcoming MMA event and from from this from his MMA fighter, UFC light heavyweight champion Anthony Pettis. Anthony Pettis, like hosted in November 19th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, at the Bayard Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And do you think this could be a sign that he could be possibly making his return the week later after this event in UFC? Y'all let me know down in the comments below, or do you think it's just a near coincidence because he has experience with UFC and also fought for them a couple times, even though he's 0-2 into his UFC record in MMA. But anyways, let's move on to. We're gonna end this video with an Uber driver, or not Uber Eats. Uber Eats driver tries to break into Mia Yim's home, and according to this wrestling news, that this is a very crazy and insane one right here, because it says WWE's Mia Yim recently shared a chilling encounter that unfolded at her home. The wrestling superstar, who returned to WWE last year after a prior release disclosed an unsettling incident involving an Uber Eats delivery driver, in a world where social media connects fans with their favorite wrestlers. It's double-edged sword, as demonstrated by Mia Yim's experience. She took to Twitter to recount the unnerving encounter when a suspicious Uber Eats delivery person attempted to gain entry to her residence, sparking concerns among her followers. Yim expressed her gratitude to the fellow WWE superstar Shayna Baszler, who had encountered her encouraged her to keep certain items into all in all rooms for safety purposes. This this re, this re- this real this this revelation brought relief to fans who were alarmed by the incident. And what do you think about this crazy Uber Eats driver? I'll say not that crazy, but I'll say this very bold and criminal Uber Eats driver trying to break in and possibly try to steal some valuables from the WWE superstar. And I would agree with Shayna Baszler on that. Like for for encouragement, I would say, yeah, keep your very expensive belongings in a certain in a certain room that's very anonymous, like for safety reasons. Yeah, like I agree with the Queen of Spades on that. Like, and I don't know what's like isn't Uber Eats not paying you enough? Like, and even if it wasn't, like that doesn't give you an excuse to go and try to steal from a from a wrestling star like Michi and Mia Yim's house. Like, whether if she is a big star or not, like her belongings don't belong to you. Like she bought that with her hard earned money, like with her being a successful in ring star. Like, and if you want something that she have, like maybe you should get ready. Maybe you should use the money you make from Uber Eats and a turn into some kind of a business you can turn into some kind of a business you desire of making, like desire to make it into a business and not trying to do a Stokely Hathaway maneuver. Yeah, even though he didn't really steal anything in Matt Hardy's house and into the deletion cinematic match, but he snuck he invaded into his house and snuck into his home theater room trying to watch Coming to America. But yeah, but anyway, but yeah, but it's still similar to that because he home invaded, or this particular Uber Eats driver home invaded her house, and he had no right to doing that. The only thing that he should be doing is to deliver her food off to her door, like which which he should have done that and then go about his business, continuing to be the Uber Eats driver that he's supposed to be yeah, of course, yeah. But yeah, y'all let me know down in the comments below. But this is crazy. Like, and I wanted to say, like, yeah, but yeah, that's crazy though. Like, but yeah, I'm gonna let you guys know in the comment section. I'm gonna let y'all to let me know what y'all think about this encounter, about about a home, about a possibly a home robbery attempt from this Uber Eats driver, yeah, delivery driver, like perhaps. Like, and hopefully she didn't got none of her expensive belongings taken by this suspicious and in particular driver, like this Uber Eats driver. And hopefully she's doing safe, and hopefully she does not get her house break in, try to or her house breaking in anymore, like from anybody, whether if it's a robber, a crackhead, a a, uh, like a robber, a burglar, a crackhead, or even a Uber Eats driver, or anybody in the matter, like because nobody don't deserve this kind of this kind of criminal activity from someone like that just because they're envying her, just because she has a nice house and have a nice house and very nice objects that she bought with her hard-earned money. Like, yeah, that's her. Like for being a successful established star. Like, I'll say not And she may have not won championships in WWE, but she's shown that she's a recognizable star into the business. But yeah, and he's probably jealous that she's getting that kind of popularity and that kind of success, and this driver's not. Like, and he has to be delivering people's food in their home residence. But like I said, like, you should, like, well, if you want something like that, like, maybe you should use your money for something constructive of starting your career, starting a better career than being a delivery driver, man, or even a delivery driver, man, like that, or start your own business, like start your own business, like start working your way into that, like, instead of just trying to do something criminal, right? Because that will give you jail time for years to come. But yeah, hopefully Miche Mia Yim's doing better after this encounter, and hopefully, yeah, she does not get no more. And I wish for you viewers that are watching this video that be safe out there, and I hope that you don't get your home invaded, just like poor Miche and Mia Yim. And I wish you all the best. And I guess this is going to end this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my wrestling news video. And if you did, make sure you give me a huge thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe to click the bell notification, and let me know. And let me know what was your favorite. What was your favorite out of this news list? Of course, what was your favorite favorite part of the wrestling news into this list? And also, what was your favorite onto this wrestling news list? And also, make sure don't miss my latest wrestling news, like, which my next latest wrestling news, which will be part 26, episode 90, episode 95, no, episode 96, yeah. But yeah. But yeah, this I'm off track right now. Like, which I would say this is episode 95. Yeah, episode 95, the wrestling news review, part 25, and we're gonna be doing episode 96 and episode 96 of the SNA podcast, the wrestling news part 26. But yeah, I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin. This was the latest edition of the SNA podcast of episode 20. Not episode. Part 26 of the wrestling news, episode 95 of the wrestling news, and we're gonna be doing the episode 97 of the Monday Night Raw review, part 20. Part 12. My bad. Yeah, part 12 of the SNA podcast, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope y'all have a great Sunday. Be safe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. And until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin, the assassin, is out. Goodbye, everyone.